Welcome to the JP8 Report. This is James Pierce with the JP8 Report coming to you today with episode 62, Politics, Politics, Politics. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. I encourage y'all to go out and subscribe to the different sites I'm on, whichever one you're viewing it on. Much obliged. Thank y'all very much. And this is the day after Election Day, and probably I'm not the only one doing this today, but I feel hey, I do conservative talk, so I might as well chime in. Hope y'all like my new hat. I got in the mail on Friday. Friday afternoon. I gave, on a side note, I gave that to a friend of mine also. I bought two of them, and I had to explain to him what it meant, but that's all right. He loves it. He says he wears it everywhere. That's a cool thing. So last night, it was election day here in the United States in a lot of different places. Not, the president wasn't on the ballot. Well, he kind of was, but he wasn't. It was how do you call it? A referendum on how he's doing nationwide. Okay. First, the most important thing that was going on was the gubernatorial election in Virginia. Okay, it was what's his name, Mr. Youngkin and Mr. McAuliffe. One Republican, the other was a Democrat. And for the lifeblood of Terry McAuliffe, he said he was going to win. Mr. Clinton, he's probably grandson of the Clintons. As long as he spent with them, he had so much Clinton power in him, it was unbelievable. And he was the governor 4 years ago. Then Ralph, he stepped down because you can only serve one term at a time in Virginia. He stepped down, and Ralph Blackface Northam got elected, another Democrat. If you study the Democrats and their party, you can get a good. You can figure out where they stand on race relations and stuff. I wish more people that were in the minorities around the United States understood that and come back to the Republican Party where they should be, because we're the party of freedom for everybody. But so last night, Terry McAuliffe was soundly defeated. At the last count, it was like just over 3% difference between him and Mr. Youngkin. And regardless of what the left says and the left media, Donald Trump never, ever, ever stepped foot into the state of Virginia to campaign. Mr. Youngkin did this by himself, with McAuliffe bringing in Biden, Harris, Obama, the rainwater lady, I think it is, from the National Teachers Union. Everybody paraded into the state to campaign for Terry McAuliffe, and he lost. Not only did the Democrats lose the gubernatorial election, they lost the lieutenant governor's election to a Republican. It's a Jamaican immigrant, retired Marine. She's a first-generation American. She won. She won her race, and she's black. The first black lieutenant governor in the state of Virginia. She won. And then, in the AG race, the Republicans won that. Awesome, huh? And he's the first Latino to be elected to statewide office in the state of Virginia. You see where this is going? We are the party of freedom. Remember that. Conservative values is the freedom, is the power, is the party of freedom. We can do this. We have to be able to live our life without governmental interruption into our lives. If anyone ever says, "Hey, I'm with the government, I'm here to help," don't believe them. Kick them out of your house. Okay? Now, with that going on, well, sidetrack just a second. While the president was in Europe, and I don't remember if he said this in Scotland or in Italy. But the question was asked about the election last night, and he said, "We will win in Virginia." I cannot believe he actually said that on worldwide TV. Okay, he said, "We will win in Virginia." I don't know if he was dreaming that when he was asleep during his great accomplishment climate crisis conference in Scotland. So yeah, it was in Scotland, but he actually said that. And then the caveat onto that, Harris, okay, since we haven't heard from her in a while, after she did her video and put in 300 churches all over Virginia and disregarding IRS regulations where you can't do that, she said the results of last night will reflect in the races in 22, 24, and beyond. Maybe she was right about that one, but she should have never said that. Okay, because you're putting your foot in your mouth. Unbelievable what was going on in the east side of the country. But wait, there's more. Okay, up in New York. I mean, not New York. New Jersey. We'll get to New York in just a minute. In New Jersey, okay, Phil Murphy was running for re-election until the other day when the last polls were published. He had a 20-point spread over Jack Ciccarelli. Okay, right now, I can't see over my shoulder because I'm recording this with the TV on behind my back, but it showed Ciccarelli losing 49.9 to 49.5, I think it was. Okay, and they're still counting votes. It's only 89% counted. Where did a 0.5% come from 20%? Or what is the left doing out there? Are they floating a story where people believe the hype and they're like, oh, wow, we're going to win. We're going to stomp those Republicans. And the Republicans turn out to vote. You know, that's the only way you win elections is you get out there and put your best step forward, right? So that was unbelievable, man. If something happens and the Republicans claim New Jersey, that was my first stop in the Army, is at Fort Dix. That would be something else. And the fact is that they're close. What's going to happen next November? Minneapolis defeated the ballot measure to do away with their police department. All those socialists that live up there, those BLM people, the Antifa people that are pushing to get rid of the police department in Minneapolis so they could do what they want with the city, failed. Thank goodness. Hopefully Minneapolis can put that horrendous, sad error behind them and get back to normal. And at the same time, make sure they have quality police officers. Okay? Austin, on the other hand, 60 miles south of me. What in the world happened? They were the referendum on Austin and Travis County to require the city of Austin to have 2 police officers per 1,000 residents. That failed. What happened? That should be a no-brainer. That's going to put additional stress on the state government because now they're going to have to make up for, with DPS officers, safety inside the city of Austin. So I guess we have to wait another year and try to transform the city council some more. Maybe, I don't understand because, freedom is freedom is freedom. I mean, we can say that all day long. And, until you suffer a little bit, I guess you don't understand what it means to you. Some of us, especially us guys who have been in the military and girls that are in the military, We've been in faraway places, and we actually saw how people lived and how they were treated by their host governments. Okay, let's see. Antifa candidates that were supported by candidates in the Seattle City Council elections. All of them lost. It looks like Seattle wants to get back to normal too. They just need to get the tree huggers out of the politics, the socialists, get them out of the city, get them out of power, just like the Squad, all those people, AOC, Cori Bush, Miss Presley, Omar, and I know there's a few more out there. They need to go. They need to go. They need to retire. They need to go bury themselves in a little cave somewhere and not see the light of day and let everybody else live happy, free lives. Okay, so next. New York proposals. Can you believe this? The Democrats out there, the national Democrats said, we have to nationalize our elections. We have to have same-day registration. We need to have no excuse absentee voting. We need to have we need to change the way redistricting is done and use non-elected committees, Joe Schmo to the highest bidder type people. And so that's stuff that the Republicans defeated in Congress. Okay. The people in New York City, which is 80% Democrat, I think it's like 80 or 75% Democrat, right? Defeated all three of those proposals. So just because they're Democrats doesn't mean they want to live a free, fair life and have their representatives freely elected without any threat of fraud at all in the balloting process. That is great. Sorry, head scratches. Government is not the answer to our problems ever. That's one of the mainstays of being a Republican. Less government, less taxes, more responsibility. Hold them guys accountable. Okay? We do not need to be spending our great-grandkids' prosperity into bankruptcy, ever. We need to stay out of a lot of the foreign affairs of a lot of other countries. That's not our business. George Washington said that. Stay away from making treaties with everybody. But at the same time, the treaties we do make and the people we partner up with, we need to defend them like we should have defended the people in Afghanistan. Okay, you got those people out while we had a chance. Or the people that are promised to give us their all as long as we protected them. We should have brought more of those guys and said the ordinary citizens back to the United States, the ones that weren't vetted, that we keep finding threats from. With the way we left Afghanistan, now we got to look over our shoulder with in terms of North Korea and with Taiwan and Hong Kong, the Ukraine. We have a responsibility to uphold our treaty and agreements that we make with these people. Why is it that China steadily every day breaches the air defense sectors for Taiwan? Why? If they were such a friendly nation, all they wanted was commerce. Why don't they just leave the people of China, of Taiwan alone? You're never going to get them. It ain't going to happen. So have peace negotiations and a permanent separation. It seems like China's doing all right by themselves, right? Hold on. I had to take a quick time out. But the stuff that hurt the elections last night was the steady drumbeat of critical race theory, inflation, 5.964.4% inflation. You walk into any grocery store or department store or tool store or anything store, and a third of the shelves are empty. Excuse me, but we're not in a socialist country where you have to take a number and come back 2 weeks later to get what you ordered. When this is the United States of America, that we're in the land of plenty. Where's the plenty? Okay, with the stuff being off the shelves, everything's costing more, and the prices never go back down. Gas is about $1.50 more per gallon than it was when Biden took office. Why is that? He said the other day that if gas goes above $3.38 a gallon on average, it's going to have a severe effect on the U.S. economy. It's there, Mr. President. But what are you doing to alleviate that threat to our economy? Begging Russia and OPEC to increase their production? Well, how about allowing the people in Texas and Oklahoma, Louisiana, Kansas, Iowa, North Dakota, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Alaska, Washington State, California. How many states do I got that has oil production? Just a few months ago, we were the #1 producers of oil in the world. And now we're not. And now we're paying more money for gas. How about those electric vehicles you want built all over the place? Have you told people on average that to completely charge a car battery, it costs $9 each time? So if you're at your house and after you modify your house so you can plug your car in to charge it, and oh wait a minute, what if you have multiple cars that are electric, right? That you have to modify your electric system on your house to be able to charge those vehicles, and also you have to be able to charge them at about $9 a day. Each time you charge it, fully charged, it costs about $9. And if you charge it every other day, that's about 15 times a month. We'll say, okay, we'll go 10 charges a month, okay? 10 charges a month, which is $9. 10 times 9 is $90. So we'll say on average $100 to charge a car, each car a month. That means your electric bill is $250 a month. And now you got an electric vehicle you got to charge, and if you charge it 10 times in a month, now your $250 electric bill went to $350 a month. Or if you got two vehicles like most families do, and they're both electric, and you got to charge them 10 times a month, now you went from a $250 electric bill to $450 a month electric bill. And then when you go to register, chances are you're not going to pay the $74 I think we pay here in Texas for registration. You have to pay electric vehicle surcharge because the state and the federal government's not getting the fuel taxes from when you go buy gas. So now your car is going to go up from like $74 a year to maybe $200, $400 a year personal property excise to be able to get a registration for that vehicle. They're spinning you into debt. They don't care. They just want your money. Tell the American people what it's going to take to expand electrical substations around the United States to be able to handle that additional 125 amp houses that are going to have to be everywhere to be able to charge these electric vehicles. And it ain't going to all come from the American government. They say, well, we'll give you a tax credit if you do that. Well, you still got to spend the money to get the thing going, and then you can get the money back. If you're hard up on credit and you need to finance a project for that, and if you don't get approved for credit, where are you going to get the money? Make sense? So, elections has consequences. And people are starting to understand that we can't progress down this road. The progressives can't win. We cannot allow them to win. We can't allow them in the school boards to be able to warp the minds of our young kids to hopefully they could all be Democrats in the long run because that's what they want. And here in Copper's Cove, we had two school board members that were reelected because they had lack of candidates. So they were unopposed. Did you know that most of the school districts in the state belong to the Texas Association of School Boards? Think about that. And guess who the Texas Association of School Boards belongs to? The National School Board Association. The people that promote CRT. The people that wrote the letter and sent it to the U.S. Attorney General wanting to treat all parents that protest or want to speak their minds at a school board meeting as domestic terrorists. I don't care if they rescinded it or not. They still wrote it. And we keep sending people. Hold on, let me check something here. Someone just sent me a text message real quick. Let me just check. Okay, no big deal. And then in our city, Councilwoman 1 and Councilman place 2, they were both reelected because they were unopposed. The mayor, in the mayor election, we had a guy resign from place 3 to run for mayor. He ran unopposed. We had one guy that decided to want to run as a write-in. He got 52 votes. Okay, the guy that was running for mayor, pretty much unopposed, all by himself, got 957 votes for Copper's Cove. And in the paper this morning, Yancey claims victory. Over what? Wait till the story I write up about what I learned about our local election. You will see. That is a teaser. You'll get it within the next 2 months. I have to cross my T's and dot my I's. But what did he claim in victory? He ran pretty much unopposed. The guy, well, I can't go into that, but the guy that ran as a write-in got like 52 votes. That's all. One good thing is the city council tried to put a ballot measure to double the pay of the city council and the mayor. That was out of the 13 or 14 proposals. That was the only one that's defeated. There was no sense. Even when I was on the city council, we did not need that. And for disclosure, they get $25 a meeting. Okay, a regular city council meeting. So you can get $50 a month in compensation for being a city council person. They wanted to increase it to $50 each meeting, and the mayor from $50 to $100. There's no need for that. Copper's Cove is too small. Okay, I can drive around Copper's Cove in 20 minutes in a circle. Okay, unless you get traffic lights. But thank you for everybody that got out there and vote. There's some runoffs going on out there still. Those votes still need to be counted. We just keep up the hard work, people, and show them who's boss. It's politics, politics, politics. And then, don't let people say, hey, I don't want to get involved, because they're the first ones that are going to complain what's going on in their communities. And you got to get involved. Like me, I'm looking to start a conservative club here in the Copper's Cove area. I go to Pints and Politics, which is ran by Elephant in Room Strategies. Okay? You got to get involved. I mean, Chip Howe's doing a great thing with that. He's got 6 locations going on all over Central Texas to get conservatives involved in the fight. Complacency will cost you elections, right? In a couple more weeks, the Republicans and the Democrats in Texas will start registering for the March 1st primary. I think it's on March 1st still. I don't know if it's been adjusted or not. But that's where all the games are going to start, and people are going to start running for. You'll see all kinds of fundraising calls. You'll see meet and greets all over the place. Get out there and get involved. Find out who you want to vote for. Just don't go by popularity. Go out and ask them some questions. Okay, force the issue. Make them answer your stuff. Don't let people run unopposed unless they absolutely earn that right. Okay. But If you have any questions for me, leave comments on my podcast. You can email me at I'll put the page on there for you. You can email me at JP8Report@gmail.com, and I'm on Parler, and my Facebook page is called JP8 Report. Okay, and let me go back one more. Just a second here. I'm getting old. My birthday's coming up this Monday on November 8th. Let's see. Just so you know, okay, there's my email address, jp8report@gmail.com. Okay. So, thank y'all for tuning in. This is James Pierce with the JP8 Report. Let's go, Brandon. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And this is James, and I am out.